Here's something that might shock you. While most people were going about their daily routines last Saturday, 4 brave souls were hurtling through Earth's atmosphere at thousands of miles per hour, completely dependent on a parachute system to save their lives. After spending 5 grueling months aboard the International Space Station, 4 astronauts have safely touched down in the Pacific Ocean, marking the end of what many are calling one of the most dramatic rescue missions in recent space history. But here's where it gets controversial. This entire mission only happened because Boeing's supposedly state-of-the-art Starliner capsule catastrophically failed, leaving 2 astronauts stranded in space for what was meant to be a simple week-long test flight. The returning crew consisted of NASA's McClain and Nichole Ayers, Japan's Takuya Onishi, and Russia's Kirill Peskov. Their SpaceX Dragon capsule gracefully parachuted into the waters off Southern California's coast on Saturday, just one day after bidding farewell to the orbiting laboratory that had been their home since March. As they bobbed in the ocean waiting for recovery, SpaceX Mission Control's voice crackled over the radio with a simple but heartfelt message: "Welcome home." But let's talk about the elephant in the room. And this is the part most people miss. This crew wasn't originally supposed to be up there for 5 months. They launched in March as emergency replacements for 2 NASA astronauts, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, who became unwitting long-term residents of the ISS when Boeing's Starliner experienced multiple malfunctions during what should have been a routine demonstration mission. Think about that for a moment. Wilmore and Williams went up expecting to spend just 1 week in space. Instead, they found themselves stuck for more than 9 months. That's nearly a full year of their lives, spent 250 miles above Earth, because of technical failures. The psychological and physical toll of such an extended, unplanned stay raises serious questions about mission planning and backup protocols in our modern space age. Here's where the controversy deepens. NASA essentially had to fire Boeing from the job mid-mission. The space agency ordered Boeing's troubled crew capsule to return to Earth empty, a humiliating admission that the multi-billion-dollar vehicle couldn't safely transport its human cargo home. Instead, NASA switched the stranded astronauts to SpaceX's proven Dragon system, highlighting a stark contrast between the reliability of Elon Musk's company and the traditional aerospace giant. Wilmore, perhaps feeling the weight of this extended ordeal, has since retired from NASA entirely. One can't help but wonder if this experience influenced his decision to hang up his spacesuit for good. Before departing the space station on Friday, McClain offered some profound reflections that seem particularly relevant in today's fractured world. Gazing down at Earth from her unique vantage point, 250 miles up, she spoke about some tumultuous times on Earth, acknowledging the struggles people face daily. Her words carried extra weight as she added, "We want this mission, our mission, to be a reminder of what people can do when we work together, when we explore together. But here's what's fascinating about human nature. After 5 months of conducting cutting-edge scientific experiments and maintaining humanity's foothold in space, what were these accomplished astronauts most looking forward to?" McClain admitted she was eager for doing nothing for a couple of days once back in Houston, while her crewmates had decidedly earthly desires on their minds: hot showers and juicy burgers. It's a delightfully human reminder that even our most elite explorers crave the simple pleasures we often take for granted. This splashdown carries historical significance that extends far beyond the immediate mission success. It marked SpaceX's 3rd Pacific Ocean landing with crew aboard. But here's the kicker. It was the first time a NASA crew had returned to Pacific waters in half a century. The last NASA astronauts to experience a Pacific homecoming were the crew of the 1975 Apollo-Soyuz mission. That remarkable Cold War detente where Americans and Soviets literally shook hands in orbit, proving that even in humanity's darkest political moments, space exploration could unite rather than divide. Elon Musk's SpaceX made a strategic decision earlier this year to shift their capsule recovery operations from the familiar waters off Florida to California's coast. The reasoning? Reducing the risk of debris potentially falling on populated areas during re-entry. It's a safety consideration that underscores how private space companies are sometimes more agile in adapting their procedures than traditional government programs. Interestingly, the first crews to experience these Pacific homecomings weren't government astronauts at all, but back-to-back private space missions, another sign of how dramatically the space industry landscape is shifting toward commercial operations. This brings us to a thought-provoking question that deserves honest discussion. Are we witnessing the gradual obsolescence of traditional aerospace contractors like Boeing in favor of nimbler, more innovative companies like SpaceX? The contrast between Boeing Starliner failures and SpaceX's consistent successes is becoming harder to ignore. What's your take on this space industry shakeup? Do you think NASA should continue investing taxpayer money in Boeing's struggling Starliner program? Or should they put all their eggs in SpaceX's proven basket? And perhaps more controversially, when private companies consistently outperform government contractors, should we be rethinking how we approach space exploration funding entirely? Share your thoughts. I'm genuinely curious whether you see this as progress or cause for concern about the privatization of space.